Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins and I'm going to show you a fun fold card today. This is a different type gatefold card. We're going to be using the Countryside Corners dies to create this gatefold card. So let's change the camera and get started. Okay, so you may have seen these on my blog. They were on my blog today, which is Monday, February 19, 2024. I could not decide which paper print to go with, so I went with all three. The prints I use on these cards is free. It's free with a minimum $50 order. You have your choice of the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper, the Softly Stippled Designer Series paper, or the Trusty Toolbox Designer Series paper. Now these are all three paper packs are available until the end of February or while supplies last. You may choose one of these paper packs with a minimum $50 order. So now is a great time to get those free products. Each one has a coordinating bundle that goes with it except for the birds, but I coordinate the go-to greetings with that paper pack. I think that goes beautiful with that paper pack. The Softly Stipples has the stippled rose bundle that coordinates from that, and you'll find that rose bundle in the mini catalog. The Trusty Toolbox paper has the Trusty Tools bundle, which is also in the mini catalog that coordinates with that paper pack. So I'm going to show you how to create. Now this one doesn't look like it's a gatefold, but it's because the illusion of that diamond square. It's just a square folded on its side, so it looks diamond shaped. But it is a gatefold that opens up just like that. So you have just a regular card base, and then your card that opens up is that gatefold that we're going to create for the front. Now these two show it a little bit better as a gatefold because we don't cover up that line there. But they are all created the same. It's the same layout. It's the same measurements. The only difference is how I decorated the front. So I'm going to show you how to create this one, which is the Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. So let's bring in our cardstock here. We have a thick basic white. Now this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this is part of that Flight and Airy paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4. So we're going to go ahead and attach that to this card base. And now we're going to create the gatefold portion with those Countryside. I got to sticky on my hand. I gotta get rid of that. With the Countryside Corners dies. Now you're going to need the biggest die. So the biggest one. And then the next size down. So that's the biggest. The next size down, you're going to die cut your Flight and Airy paper or Trusty Tools or stippled, softly stippled, whichever ones you go with, or any other Designer Series paper you have on hand. So that, I already did that one. Now we're going to take this biggest die. You need a piece that is 4 1/4 by 10. And this is thick white, basic white. And we're going to score this at 2 1/2. And then I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to score it at 2 1/2 on the other end. So both ends get scored at 2 1/2. Again, this is 4 1/4 by 10. Fold on those score lines. And you just want to make sure that they meet in the middle, which this is doing very well. So there's your typical gatefold. What we're going to do is we're going to use the die, the largest one from that Countryside Corners dies, and we're going to die cut that shape out. Now you'll notice on the dies there's a little raised edge that goes all the way around. That's your cutting blade. So when you place it on your card base or card, this is going to be our card, you want to make sure that that cutting blade isn't going to cut those folds. So you're going to want to tape that down. I have some post-it tape. So I can see a little air here and I can see a little air on that side, and we're going to just tape that framelit to our card base. When I flip it over, you can see how you can see the cutting blade is off the sides. That way it's not going to cut our folds. It's going to cut our shape, but it's not going to cut those folded marks. So now I'm going to bring in my cut and emboss machine. All right, so here's that. Get my plates. Lay my card base with the die. Put my plate on top. And then we're just going to run that through. All right. Set that aside. Okay, so now we're going to carefully remove that tape. Sometimes that post-it tape will kind of take a piece off that we don't want. All right, so we're going to take our framelit die off. These pieces you're going to throw away. And then here is your gatefold die cut piece. All right, the next thing you're going to want to do, I think that's sticky right there, is you're going to take your piece that you die cut with the next die down, and I'm going to place it on there. I can see I picked up a little of that glue from the tape. I'm just going to wipe that off with this adhesive remover. So I'm going to place that on. That's how I want it to go. So about right here is where I want to start my tape. And I'm going to place that back on there. Like so. Now, it shouldn't have no tape there, but so to tape the other side, we're going to bring in our trimmer. I'm going to line that up and cut off that edge, just like so. And then I'm going to put my adhesive on here. Let's see, I gotta match this back up. So that looks perfect. So you can't hardly see that seam. Match that back up. So my print is matched. This is now ready to go on our card front. So I'm just gonna attach it. Try to get this on straight. That looks good. And then it gatefolds like that. So for the front, what I did was I took a piece of basic white in the stitched shapes. This is a square. And then I texturized it with the softly stippled or softly sophisticated bundle, which is also free during Sale-a-bration. You get the stamp set and this gorgeous embossing folder, and that's with a minimum $100 order. So I love that embossing folder with this Flight and Airy Designer Series paper. Now this is just a little piece. It's 2.5 by 2.5. It's just going to give me a little blue edge around the outside of my square. So I'm going to attach that. It should just give me a very nice little blue going all the way around. Now I'm going to attach that right down that center. Got some residue from that Post-it tape. I'm going to put that right down the center. That's where it's kind of hidden. Doesn't look like it was a gatefold. And I'm only putting tape on the left hand side so that I can open it back up. There's no tape there. Then I took the paper, it's got some beautiful bird prints in it, and I just hand cut one of the bird images from the paper pack. And do I want it this way? I could put them up. I think I'll put it this way just because I got my banner piece coming on here, which is the happy birthday. And I'm just going to put just a couple dimensionals in the center because I know it is going to come off to the sides here. And so I will tuck that kind of like so. Just make sure I'm straight. Like that. And then for the inside, I cut another bird out of the paper, and I can put him either at the top, maybe I'll put him at the top in that angled section there. So I'm just going to leave him flat. I'm going to grab some of that liquid glue. So they might look technical, but the cards are pretty quick and easy to put together. Your most technical part would be getting that die cut, the gatefold, but that's really easy, especially if you use tape to hold it down. So that's my inside. Now for the outside, I have these are the opaque dots, and these are also free with a minimum $50 order during Sale-a-bration. So I'm going to use the little brown ones. I think it might be pecan, maybe. I'm not quite sure. I think those peach ones would probably be pretty as well. Let's see, where do I want my other one? I guess I could tuck it. Do I want it up there? Do I want just two? I guess I'll tuck it right there. So isn't that pretty? I love this bird print. This would be my favorite print of the free packs. So here it is with those pecan pie, bringing out the kind of the branch color there. And then here I use the iridescent pearls, which it's kind of, you can kind of see them. But that's how that was done. That's how this card was done. But this one, I used the Countryside Corners dies for my mat on this one, as well as on the masculine one. And then these were hand cut from the printed paper. Just quick, easy, pretty. I did a lot of hand cutting. The roses were hand cut. That bud was hand cut. But between the hand cutting and the dies, it does go rather quick. But that is that fun fold. You'll find on my blog, which if under the video, under Show More, I have a direct link to my blog post so you can see the cards up close and personal. This is the only one that won't be on the blog, but you will have this. It's the same. I just changed up the bird I used. Well, maybe. I don't know. It could be the same bird. And then just changed up the color of those dots. So The list of supplies that I use you'll find under the video. If you need any supplies, I do appreciate any and all orders. If you go to my blog, I have a special going this week if you place a minimum order with me. So make sure to check that out as well. That is it for today. Thanks for stopping by.